Hey guys, and welcome back. There's something that's just so captivating about the simplicity of a side-scrolling platformer. Ever since I first played Super Mario Bros., I have been absolutely hooked on the platformer genre, and it's still one of my most played genres to this day. One series that spawned from the Mario universe is the Yoshi series of platformers, and on Friday, March 29th of 2019, the 8th game in the Yoshi series will release for the Nintendo Switch, Yoshi's Crafted World. This game looks poised to take the Yoshi series to the next level, with 3D depth that allows for platforming action to move between the foreground and the background. So in anticipation of the Yoshi games, let's take a look at some of the console games released for the Yoshi series, and then let's do a Yoshi themed mod. The Yoshi games have their roots as a spin-off to the Mario franchise, and burst onto the scenes in 1990 with the release of Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. While Super Mario World is technically not part of the console-released Yoshi series, I would be remiss not to mention it here and not show some foreshadowing that took place in Super Mario World. I mean, take a look at this. World 1 is called Yoshi Island. Wonder where we're going to see that again. And seriously, if you haven't played this game, it's an absolute blast, and it's something that I would totally recommend to everybody to check out at some point. The other thing is, seriously, is Mario punching Yoshi in the back of the head? That's kind of weird. The 1995 follow-up to Super Mario World was Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. And what a follow-up it was. The game was produced by Shigeru Miyamoto, directed by Takashi Tezuki, and Hideki Kono, with music by Koji Kondo. Yes, Shigeru Miyamoto and Koji Kondo. With that all-star cast of producers, directors, and musicians, this game to date is the pinnacle of the Yoshi series. Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island was the first game powered by the Super FX2 chip. It had all kinds of scaling, rotation, and other sprite-based changing effects made possible by the Super FX chip. A prime example is in World 1-4, where the drawbridges fall from the background into the foreground. The creators had a field day with this added functionality of the Super FX chip 2, and all kinds of rotations of platforms that collapse or spin under Yoshi's weight, supersizing of enemies, and Yoshi rolling objects such as rocks. The level design is absolutely great, with short and very digestible levels that don't get stale. The score assigned to you at the end of the level keeps the player wanting to come back for more, and achieving new high scores adds replay value to the game. The art design at the time was extremely unique. While every other game wanted to be Donkey Kong with its pre-rendered visuals, Shigeru Miyamoto went so far as to say that Donkey Kong Country proves that players will put up with mediocre gameplay as long as the art is good. Yoshi's Island went for a coloring book aesthetic that is an absolute treat to look at. The unique art style is still a feature that has stuck with this series ever since the first installment. So with excellent level design, great art, what about the music? Oh yeah, did I mention the score was done by Koji Kondo? Let's just say it's excellent and features many memorable tracks, of which they continue to be remixed into future Yoshi games to this day. I mean, this is Koji Kondo after all, and some of the games he did musical scores for prior to Yoshi were Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Bros. 2 and 3, Super Mario World, and The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. After doing this game, he went on to do the likes of Super Mario 64, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Odyssey, Super Smash Bros., and honestly, that's just to name a few. Just have a listen to this. Now, I would be remiss not to mention some of the negatives. And, well, there's one major negative to this game, which is Baby Mario. I mean, every time you get hit, you have to listen to this. Yeah, it does get a bit annoying, but to me, it just forced me to play better and not get hit. so I don't have to listen to Baby Mario crying. Take all the above, roll it into a Yoshi egg, and you have yourself an excellent game with tons of replay value. Honestly, this is a must-play to this day. The next console release in the Yoshi series was Yoshi Story for the N64. The much-anticipated sequel to Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island did not feature the same grisly veterans in established roles. Instead, it featured new producers, new directors, and new composers. All the leads on the game went on to produce some of the best games on the GameCubes, Wii, Wii U, and Switch. However, this was their first time in each of these roles. As it relates to Yoshi Story, well, it wasn't the best Yoshi game, and I don't plan to spend much time talking about it here. I just want to say, despite the fact of being incredibly easy, there is fun to be had here. Having said that, out of all the console releases, this is unfortunately the worst of the bunch. After Yoshi Story for the N64, there would not be another console release until 2015. I would be remiss not to mention that there is fun to be had with the handheld versions of the Yoshi games, which saw 4 games in total that spanned across the Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, and Nintendo 3DS. In 2015, the Yoshi game made its return on home console, with the release of Yoshi's Wooly World for the Wii U. This was the first Yoshi game to be made by Goodfeel. Goodfeel is effectively a Nintendo second-party developer made up of former Konami employees. After 4 mediocre Yoshi releases on portables, Wooly World delivered in a big way. The first thing that stands out is how good the game looks. I mean, look at this art style. I get it, it's a yarn theme, but for real, everything, and I mean everything, is made out of yarn. I mean, even the chain chomps. No, really, check them out. The other thing I noticed was the animation, and just how Yoshi moves. He doesn't just run, but he has wheels for feet, and when he jumps, he flutters and his feet turn into a little helicopter propeller, and when he's swimming, his feet become a boat propeller. The game is littered with small details that show the amount of polish that the developers put into this game, and as someone who's playing it, I can really appreciate that. After getting over the incredible art style, the next thing I noticed was the controls. They are extremely tight and give you excellent control over Yoshi. And what's that? Oh yeah, no crying Baby Mario, thank God. Wooly World really pushes the player to explore each level, with a slew of collectibles that can be unlocked in each level. Sure, it has the smiley flowers from Yoshi's Island, but it also has Wonder Wools and stamps. The Wonder Wools will unlock a new Yoshi costume, and the smiley flowers will unlock a bonus stage. It's the collectibles that kept me coming back for more, and added quite a bit of replay value to the game. I had trouble moving on to the next level without collecting them all. My only beef with the game is it might be a tad bit easy, but honestly, that doesn't take away from the experience. As someone who owned a Wii U when a Wii U was a relevant system, this is one of the games that made it worthwhile to own the system. And unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever see a port of this game to the Nintendo Switch. I know it's available for the 3DS, but that's not really a home console. Overall, this game feels like the true successor to Yoshi's Island on the Super Nintendo, and honestly, that is likely the highest compliment I could ever give this game. So the demo for Yoshi's Crafted World came out earlier this month, and while the demo was only one level, it looked good and it played great. The formal release is on Friday the 29th, and for me, it's a day one purchase, no-brainer. But I think I mentioned something about a mod, right? Yeah, let's fire up the laser cutter and deck out my Nintendo Switch for Yoshi's Crafted World. So I hit up my buddy Fabian, who does some awesome custom artwork, by the way, and we designed this custom Yoshi's Crafted World character, and let's throw that onto a PDP Switch dock. Well, I'd say the PDP Switch faceplate turned out absolutely awesome. And on top of that, I gotta tell you guys, I'm just super excited about Yoshi's Crafted World. I really hope it lives up to the expectations set by Yoshi's Wooly World. I know this was a bit of a different video for me, but I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please give me a comment, a like, and a subscribe, and I'll catch you guys for the next one here soon.